Hey guys, Besa Gordon here. So you are officially locked into another episode of Rewind with Besa. And I know my last episode I wasn't at home, but you got to give me a break. Your girl is still recovering from an injury, so sometimes I am not coming into the radio station. But we're here now, and once again, I will be joined by my good buddy Marc Handsome. Last time you guys seen me with Marc, we were in Vegas, and that's definitely the commercial that you guys see. That plays during Rewind with Besa a lot. I mean, it's an absolute schmood, and if you were at the mixer, you ended up seeing it there also. We're going to definitely catch up with Marc and everything that he's been up to since we last talked to him right after we jump into the intro. Hello, Marc.
What's popping?
How you doing?
Great.
How you feeling?
Are you asking the same question twice?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm great. I'm good. God's good. God's greatest. I'm feeling blessed. I'm out here in Seattle sliding. So it's always a good feeling to be productive.
How has the Seattle weather been treating you?
Seattle weather, it's nothing. You know what I mean? I came prepared.
Yeah.
I'm bubbled down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was ready. You know what I mean?
I do remember you were saying something about how it gets like dark here super duper fast, and you were like, why is it 3 o'clock and it's all dark?
Yeah, when I slid in here on Sunday, I think it was about 3 o'clock, and I was already getting ready to get my Netflix and chill on. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing it was 3 o'clock. I'm thinking it's like 7, 8, 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? I was getting in a smooth, like you say.
Schmoody Wood.
Yeah.
It's a good moment. Schmoods are good to have. You know, I feel bad for people that never experience a good schmood, man. It's a moment in time. Let me ask you this. So right now, obviously, you're back in Seattle. Last time I saw you in Seattle was when I was still on Cube. You had dropped your song with Jim Jones, If I Like It, if I'm not mistaken. Video wasn't quite out yet, but that is why we ended up going down to Vegas. Since then, you've dropped the video. You've done some performances with Jim. Let's talk about a little bit of, I don't know, that rollout and how that went. Like, did everything go the way that you wanted when the song came out and the video came out? Do you feel like you got the response that you deserved?
I definitely got the response that I deserved. However, I wouldn't say I was prepared for the response to really be that solid. You know what I mean? I did go into New York prejudging situations because of East Coast and West Coast thing differences. But what I learned while I was there is that the East Coast really rock with you. It's all about what you bring into the table. And I was excited to see how the turnout was, how the people reacted to the situation. As I moved through the city, as we did the video, and just as I moved through the city in period, they just showed a lot of love. So I think it definitely turned out the way I needed it to do, and blossom into some other business ventures, you know, because I use that for sure. I use that, you know, you collab with a veteran, you like, man, let me get out here and get the fruits of my labor, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now, for those that don't know, yes, it was a collaboration, but you have more going on with Jim Jones than just having him as a feature on your song. So You want to catch up the people that may be sleeping in the back. What's been going on with you and Jim Jones? Your, I don't want to say like partnership, but it's more so signing to his label and working together.
Right. Yeah. I signed to Vamp Life. Pretty much, you know, when Jim did the feature, I didn't really know how much work we was gonna do. You know, we ended up doing the record. I pushed it for about 5 months solo. I didn't ask him to jump in. I didn't ask for, you know, his help, because most people who get features with somebody large, you know, they expect them to jump in. You know, they hitting them like, yo. Why
aren't you retweeting me?
Right.
Why aren't you reposting me?
Right. And so, you know, I just pushed the pedal to the floor, and I just did my thing, and we landed on a worldwide DJ conference call that he joined in on, and he saluted me on the worldwide DJ call. He spoke on how he felt about what I was doing, and at that point he rolled out the opportunity to do the video that I didn't know we were gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So
So like before that call, what you're basically saying is that video wasn't planned. You had the song was done. He put you on the call, or at least you were on the same call, however that happened.
Right.
But within this call, he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna jump on a video with you." Like, is that
Right.
what happened?
Yeah, cause they asked, on this call, the DJs were like, is a video coming? Knowing me and him hadn't discussed that, I tried to sway away from, the
Because you
conversation
didn't want
at
to
that
make
time.
you seem like you were putting him in a corner. Like,
Exactly, right? So when they asked me, I'm kind of like, well, we ain't talked about a gym, doing his thing or whatever. Like, no, we gonna get the video done, bro. We gonna get the video done. So at that time, that was music to my ears. Like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? And about a week and a half later, we was on the plane, headed to New York. We landed, we touched down. Pone, Jim's manager, shout out to Pone, put it together for when I hit the city. We had the videographer and and we got things done. Shout outs to Will C and Street Heat for putting that together. They moved me through New York, you know what I'm saying? And it was bomb, you know what I mean? They moved me all through there. We was all through the Apollo, and we ended up in Harlem, in Jim's area. You know what I mean? So it was dope to go into his area and be a part of what he does and be a part of where he come from, and get the support from the people in the environment as we were shooting. You know what I mean?
So at this time, were you signed to Vamp, or did that come later?
So I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But, I went down there with the idea of, I was gonna ask him, like, what's popping, you know what I'm saying? And God's good, I left there with the situation, you know what I mean? And I left there, a Vamp, you know what I'm saying?
So since joining Vamp, how would you say your career has been moving?
It's definitely notable. Like, Jim has had a large body of work, large catalog of work. He's done good business. So, being under an umbrella that he's created and has known for, doing great things, you automatically get that kind of pass to you when you mentioning your situation over there. It's dope that how people respect him when you mention your affiliation with that. They automatically, give you some love off of that, and it gives you an opportunity to move into that and then show them that that you up to par as well. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely has opened up a lot of doors. It definitely has stamped me in a lot of situations. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like it went full throttle after that.
Is there like anything, I mean, you don't obviously have to share all the tidbits, but I mean, obviously you're working with an OG like Jim Jones. So is there like something that he's like told you, or any advice that he's given you since you've been working with him, to where you're like, man, that was like some real shit. Like, that was some real OG like advice he just gave me right there.
You know what? I think the thing about him, Jim ain't a man of like just a lot of words. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he said a couple things here, drop a couple gems there. But the biggest thing I learned from him is he's a person who respects a person getting out here and hustling. So I say what I learned from him is, no matter what I do, who I work with, or whatever, to just make sure that I'm grinding. You know what I'm saying? So it allows me to do records with people and make good music, but still at the same time rely on myself. And if it comes full throttle from their participation, then it's dope. But it's made me stay on top of my game, in that essence, because to see how he respects people who grind. And in the world today, like, people respect you for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make people believe in it first anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you bring a feature, people already believe in them, you know what I'm saying, because of the status they are. So what he's taught me is to make people believe in you, like, no matter how you moving, or no matter what's connected to you. Like, at the end of the day, is you. So make sure they believe in you.
I love that. So, okay. Random question. Do you think that you two would ever do like a joint tour of some sort?
Man, Absolutely. You know, since having a record with him, a lot of times, now when I'm sought out for different venues and situations like that, and if they're following the catalog, they piggyback on records that I'm doing with people collectively. So a lot of times it is so what about Jim? You know what I'm saying, all the
Yeah.
time. So I think there's definitely a lot more opportunities for me and him to collab and do things.
I am curious to know what you think about, and this just like came to mind. There's a lot of times where people say artists shouldn't sign with other artists that are still doing music. Do you feel like obviously like there are certain situations where that's not it, but how do you feel like your situation is different?
I do believe there's some truth to that because some artists who are still in the me factor, you know what I mean, you wouldn't want to be under an umbrella like that. You know what I mean? Because it's not too much that they're gonna pour back into the people that are under their umbrella. But if you watch Jim right now, Jim gives back like heavily to his camp. You know what I mean? He's heavily involved in extending himself to those of us who are working and putting things together. You know what I'm saying? So I can definitely say that he reflects somebody who's not self-centered and want to see other people win. And he's definitely about his environment. So think about that. Jim is really about putting on for New York and putting on for Harlem, his section. And me being from South Central and him and extending that to me, that already shows you the heart he got, and the way he want to see others win who are working for it. You know what I'm saying? So I've never felt that way in my situation with him, like other artists may complain about it with the umbrella they've gotten under.
I love that. And like it's just one of those things where sometimes it's not a fortunate situation, but just knowing what you have done thus far with Jim Jones is definitely not your case, which is why I'm like, oh, let's talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
But you are in Seattle, and for one, you came to my media mixer last night. What'd you think?
Yeah, I was like, look at young Oprah. You heard, like, look at young Oprah. You know what I mean? No, it was definitely a vibe. It was dope to see you guys all, fellowship like that, at a dope place, a museum. It was good to see other cultures open up the doors to our culture. You know what I'm saying? And it was a vibe. People were very very open to interaction. You ain't had that. You know what I mean?
The
You didn't
Seattle freeze that
yeah,
people,
yeah.
and that's why I wanted to ask you about it because you've been up here a couple times at this point, right? And before you came up here, you would always be like, "What's it like out there?" Like I always hear, but then in comparison to other times that you've been here where you maybe haven't been out like that, I feel like this might have been your first time where you actually saw normal Black Seattle being Black Seattle and interacting and not being weird.
So that was the thing. Like every time that I've come here, it been straight to the business. You know what I mean? So I've been moved into this business, this meeting. It's boom, boom. Like it been all structured. So last night at your event was my first time networking and moving with Seattle, people. And it was dope. I was telling people this morning that everybody was really open to conversation. Everybody was really approachable and things like that. And everybody was vibing, you know what I'm saying? I felt a lot of love. I got a lot of love last night, which carried on to us, going out to eat and your mixer carrying over to the restaurant, you know what I'm saying?
Thomas Street owes me a coin.
Right. So, yeah, it was a vibe, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a good experience to see how people move out here because I never had, been in the function with people to know how it move.
And I feel like most people don't even know that that is a portion of Seattle. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I think Seattle is such a question mark to the general public to where it's like, oh, they think of the protests and other things like that. But it's like, no, we have like a whole like Black cluster. And like, yeah, their tech is big out here, but we have a lot of Black people in tech too.
Right.
That sometimes that just want to get out, party, turn up, do whatever. So I'm really happy that you were able to experience that. However, other reasons why you're coming up here is that you actually have a song with my good sis Holly Michelle. Song is called Outside, and it also has Super J on it, or shall I say it was produced by Super J? No, it was produced by Rick Rude.
Right.
but Super J is featured on the song.
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about how that collaboration came about with you working with a PNW artist.
A PNW artist.
Yes.
It really happened when I slid out here last time when me and you had some conversation when I was out here for the If I Like It conversation that we had. I was made aware of her while I was here. I thought she was dope, and I had never collabed with a female rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I thought she was dope, and we reached out to her. We tried to get it popping, and I think we doubled back and hit you like, yo, can you make that connect happen? You know what I'm saying? So we ended up reaching out to her. We told her what we was doing. So we sent her the record. She immediately liked it. We told her that we was finna shoot the video. She was with it. And she turned the verse in the next day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She was lit. And I flew her out to South Central, and we did the video out there. So, I put her in the vibe of what we had going that way. And it was dope, definitely.
What do you think that the response has been to that record versus the one with Jim Jones?
I think they night and day. You know what I'm saying? The record with me and Jim was more of a radio record. You know what I'm saying? It was that approach. Outside was never like had a purpose so much of going to the radio market, even though, I wanted it there. But the intentions I had for it was like, yo, we finna get back outside right now. The pandemic finna be up. They finna hit the club. I'm finna get a club something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what the reaction was. Like it go bananas in the club outside for real. And Holly slid on that. She did. Holly slid on that.
She slides on everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. So after Outside, you ended up doing a new song called Get It Started, featuring one of my faves, T-Fly.
Yo.
Tell me a little bit about that song. What's the story behind it?
So, I'm a man that I'm gonna give people flowers regardless. I don't gotta have my macho out to not salute somebody. You know what I mean? And T-Fly was definitely a person that I always had love for. You know what I mean? I wanted to work with him. And the timing was right. I got the beat. I went in the studio and worked with Rick Rude. Shout out to Rick Rude. And I told him what I was trying to do. So he gave me a record like that. I hollered at some people who hollered at T-Fly, and he hit my phone right after they called him. And he was like, let's do it, man. When you ready, just send me the record. You know what I mean? So I sent him the record. He did the record, right? So the funny part about it is when I told him, yo, the record done, I want to get ready to drop it. Let's go on IG Live. So I played it for him, and his reaction was like, whoa, because he never heard the finished product of it.
Version.
So when we went on live and his first time hearing the mix and master and everything done, he was like, yo, wait, run that back. You know what I'm saying? So, he definitely told me, he said, man, you serviced that record, for sure. So he's excited about it. I'm excited about it. And that led to him telling me, let's do some more records.
Have you ever thought about doing, I don't remember the last person that did it, but when you have like those albums or like EPs and it's like 5 songs and you have like 2 artists, so it'd be like maybe a rapper and an R&B singer. Those are like usually good ones. Like, have you guys ever talked about doing something like that?
Me and T-Fly haven't talked about, well, you know what? Slightly, because we just talked about actually working on a project, 6-song project that he wanted to work with me on. It wasn't necessarily said that, yo, let's work on 6 records together, just me and you.
Mm-hmm.
But T-Fly does produce, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. So he wanted to give me some records to see if I vibe to him. So that possibly could have turned into that too.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Super J, as you see, me and Super J do a lot of work together, and me and Super J have been talking about doing that that project. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Jay we got a probably a LP together if we would put all the songs that we had.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, man. Shouts
Just
out
to
to
like
my boy
package it
Super
up,
J. Right.
Put it all in one spot. People, we appreciate those things. You know what I mean? Otherwise, we're creating our own little playlist.
Right.
So let's keep moving forward. Like, so you recently have done some interviews at Hot 97. You've been in New York. You have people flying down to like Vegas to do interviews with you, like I did. I want to say you've recently been in Atlanta. What would you say has been your most anticipated interview that you've done thus far?
Is that a trick question right now? Because I'm in Seattle and I'm doing this iHeart one with you.
No, because I've interviewed you a few times, so you don't have to put me in it.
Okay. One of my most anticipated interviews was my recent interview with Hip Hop Gamer of Hot 97. I wanted to get this interview since June of last year. So we was trying to warm up the situation, and Gamer hit me in December, and he was like, yo, son, word, I'm gonna be in Cali at the gaming convention, and yo, can I do your Hot 97 interview in the lab where you record? He said, I know artists want to get up to Hot 97 and get all the accolades and the back rooms, whatever. He was like, but we can do this like a Gamer comes to Cali, you know what I mean, to get this with you. So it was dope because that was on my bucket list to do last year, and it actually came right in the holidays, you know what I mean? So to end that like Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying, that was dope. You know what I mean? It was a blessing, and actually, it was one of my dopest interviews because he really dug into the essence of who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He asked some real personal questions and things that I've never expressed on radio, and I don't think any platform. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely dope. That was like really one of the things I really wanted to accomplish last year.
I love that. It's always nice when you're able to accomplish something like right at the end of the year, to where it's like, damn, I almost missed it. And then here it comes. It just falls out the sky. And you're like, oh, look at you.
It came out December 20th, like a couple days before Christmas. It went up on Hot 97's YouTube and things like that. It did very well. And it was dope for me to actually have even brought that to myself without reaching out to my New York team, like, Vamp and Jim and everybody, and trying to ask somebody, can they put it together for me too. It was like I kind of brought it to the table, you know what I mean? And I just think that it's dope sometimes to really show your movement that you working. You know what I'm saying? So
speaking of working, for Valentine's Day, which is it's right around the corner, like, dude, this month, like this month is already almost over. Like, it's damn near the freaking 30th or 25th of January already. Valentine's Day, you are going to be in Vegas for the Splash Super Club. Tell me a little bit about what's going on down there, and should I fly out?
Oh yeah, man. Splash Supper Club, Valentine's Day. They got your boy in there, we gonna turn it up. I'm bringing T-Fly so we can get it started, as the song says. And we got a couple of other acts. My boy Gucci Bands, my homegirl Envy Gold. And we got a nice host. One of my boys is a male model that's really doing things in the industry. So he gonna come do the host. It's Valentine's night. So he gonna put some of that, that sexiness to it from the man version. Bobby Proud. And it's dope. It's an opportunity to go and headline something out there and really, hold my own, as the pandemic has had us not performing for about 2+ years. Shows didn't open back up until like August of last year.
Feels like it.
Yeah, so this is my first show in like 2 years. But what's dope about it, this is my first show and my moment to come out as a person who just signed with Vamp. So this is, so I'm reaping the benefits of it. The bag was different.
I know that's right.
And things like that. So,
give me my money.
Yeah.
And add in the commas.
Yeah, so, to be booked for Valentine's Day, though, it's like a bar in itself. It's saying, like, I might be a ladies man, you know what I mean, to have got that show that night.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, we are going to jump into something I like to call Six Randoms with Besa.
Oh man, here we go.
Number one, what has been the best thing that you've eaten in Seattle since you've like come out here these last few times?
Oh, word up. The best thing that I had was yesterday. At the MLK parade at the what museum is that?
Was it Nom?
Yeah, at the African American Museum yesterday they had
Nom.
the ML Nom. Yeah, they had the MLK thing, and it was a catering truck there, man.
Yeah.
Called Mo Vegan. Mo Vegan. We went over there, man. Shouts out to my boy Network 206, man. He scooped me up and he asked me that I want something, and we went to go eat, man. And fortunately, I didn't get to eat what he wanted me to go eat, but we came across these people, man. Mo Vegan, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to them over there. They provided me the bomb, the best tasting vegan tacos ever. It was lit, like lit. It had like the diced mangoes on it with the cilantro and all that. They gave me 4 of them things. Psh, you heard? And you know, I told them like, you know, how can I get this before I leave up out of Seattle?
Like, where will you be at next?
Yeah. But the thing about it was they moving through the city on the truck, and they do really mostly do catering. Shouts out to Mo Vegan. If you in Seattle, I want to put y'all up on something in case y'all ain't went, because I'm definitely swerving back from Cali and finna get some more of them. But Mo Vegan is popping. You know what I mean? Mo Vegan was like the best place that I've had out here.
I love it. Shoot, I remember I took you to Local one time. You had like a fish and chip. And you said that was pretty good. But you're vegetarian, so I'm like, I wonder if he's like found some vegan food. So I'm happy that you found one.
Yeah. I mean, and that was by default too. You know what I'm saying? It was by default too. I tried to get some vegan food at the spot last night, and
this is true.
They ran out of the vegan tacos. You know what I'm saying? Everything I ordered there, they didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
This is true. Same. Okay. Fashion wise, where does Marc Handsome shop at?
Man, I'm a fashion head. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is when you fashion trendy, you know how to really put them pieces together, you know. But the brands that I have been staying close to and sticking to is definitely Avenue George V Paris. Definitely them. It's a new brand called Rockstar. Yeah, they got that whole stuff over there, you know what I mean? And you know me, I always wear the Playboy, get down the Playboy joint. So them is the three. Those are the 3 brands that I stick to. You know what I mean? But overall, fashion wise, I pretty shop everywhere. You know, when you got that, you know how to put them things together. You know, I slid into a new place out here. Man, in Seattle too. I went to Platinum Plus Fashions.
That's in Tacoma, right?
I went to Platinum Plus Fashions.
Now, you know, I can't see. I am blind.
I went to Platinum Plus Fashions out here. Met a woman who been holding the business down out here out in y'all town in Washington. We went over there yesterday to check out the store, and she gave me some nice pieces over there. For sure, I put me a good piece together. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I found me a little gym out here. When I come out this way, you know what I'm saying? I might can leave one outfit at home and just grab one to add in here. You know what I mean?
Got some options out here now.
Yeah. Cause I definitely didn't know where it was at out here. So you know, I don't slip when I come out here. I make sure I come all the way ready. You know what I'm saying?
That. Shoot. Okay, so what is a goal of someone that you want to work with before the year's over?
Man, Usher.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Next question. What is some advice that you have for someone that's in the music game but wants to reinvent themselves?
Definitely have the vision first of what you want to do. And also, if you want to reinvent yourself, be willing to make the past victories of the previous brand be irrelevant to you. You know what I'm saying? So you can focus on the new start. You know, because you know when you hold on to old baggage, you can't pick up new things. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell anybody to, if you're thinking about doing that, first sit and understand what the goal is and what you're trying to do. Have enough confidence to do it, and trust the process. You know what I mean? I definitely.
What is one misconception of Compton?
One misconception of Compton?
Hmm.
I don't think there's no misconception of Compton. Everything you hear about Compton is Compton.
What they said is what they said.
Yeah, for real. That's the statement. What they said is what they said, for sure.
And then what is one misconception of Marc Handsome?
Dang, one misconception of me. I don't know. A lot of people see me and may think like I may be on some Hollywood shit. I mean Hollywood stuff, because I'm always trying to be on point. You know, I put a lot into being on point because we're a brand. You know, and a lot of people who what they say. You know, I need people around me who don't take my celebrations as bragging, but my celebrations as you know, what I'm supposed to be doing. So a lot of people who don't do what you do or put into themselves what you do, a lot of them see it as you know, I don't know, maybe being cocky about what you're doing or whatever. And I don't carry that. I'm very humble. I'm very approachable. And I never forget where I come from. So one of the misconceptions about me, I think, would be that just looking at how I put myself together and automatically assuming that I may feel like I'm above something. And I don't feel like I'm above anything. I just feel like I put my all into what I do. And if that's how you take it, then, you know, you might have to, you know, reset. But that's definitely a misconception of me, because most people know I do for people before I do for myself. For sure.
And then bonus question, what would Marc Handsome tell his 15-year-old self?
What would Marc Handsome tell his 15-year-old self? Dang, that's a good one, boy. What would I tell my 15-year-old self? I don't know. I don't know that one.
You don't know?
I don't know that one.
Or do you just not want to say?
Nah, I don't really know that. I'm like, what would I tell my 15-year-old self? I think what was I doing at 15? Yeah, cause yeah, I was solid at 15 too. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really know what I would tell my 15-year-old self. Yeah, that's a good question, Bessie. Hey, look, I'm a text you that one.
Okay, so I'm gonna add that in the credits. We don't know now, but shoot.
I'm gonna text you that one.
Okay, well, shoot, that is all the questions that I have for you right now. Is there anything else that you want to say to the people in terms of what you have coming up, what they can look forward to?
Well, I do want to shout out my circle of people who daily support me, for sure. I want to shout out Tiny. I want to shout out Double XL. I want to shout out Truth Marks. I want to shout out DJ Moni, DJ K Dev. You know, and also, man, salute to my people who brought me out this way. Network 206 and Kendra, man, they moved me through the city these last couple days very efficiently. You know what I mean? So I'm always want to salute everybody that play a part of anything I'm doing, because I know that I don't do it myself. And I know that the mission is bigger than me, you know, take a village, like they say. So I definitely always want to make sure that that's one important thing, that I water my flowers around me. You know what I mean?
As you should, because if the flowers start wilting, well,
yeah.
So does the career at some point, because then the team is falling down. So you
Right.
definitely want to do that.
Right. And it's hard, you know what I mean? It's hard being an artist and keeping the team together. You know, I feel like this entertainment thing is one of the most case sensitive businesses. Like I feel like a lot of times you can't even be authentic to your true feelings when doing business. Everybody gets so offended by the smallest thing, and they don't even talk about it. How you know you offended somebody is you unfollow nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody don't call and be like, yo, let's talk about that thing. You know what I mean? So it's very hard to keep a team around you. So if you have some people who weather the storm with you, you definitely got to let them know you're grateful at all times for them. Because as an artist, sometimes you get passionate about things, and because even when you have management, a lot of management still do other things that put the bag on they table.
Mm-hmm.
But when you a full-time artist and this ain't no game to you, it's not an up-and-coming thing, and your bag is all connected to what you do, and you're placing that into their hands, anything can ruffle your feathers the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? And then you react into it. So I think even a team a lot of time got to take a lot of the passion that come from the artist and not be offended by it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what was important to me right now is really to shout out to people who deal with me.
And all his shit.
You know what I'm saying?
God bless y'all. I'm kidding. All right. Well, shoot, I want to thank you so much for coming in. Definitely can't wait to see what you're doing next. Hopefully you're able to find some more vegan food. By the way, if you haven't been to Plum Bistro, that's actually very good vegan food, and it's Black owned.
Well, I plan on, sliding back to Seattle. I heard Besa was going to put me on that next mixer panel. You know what I'm saying?
You did?
Yeah, somebody called me. I think your management or something said they want to book me for that. So I said it's cool. You ain't even got to get it through my management. Me and her tight. You know what I'm saying? So tell her it's all good. I'm there.
All right, we'll look into that. Real quick, y'all. Look, I hope that you guys all enjoyed this episode of Rewind with Besa. I hope that you learned something about Marc Handsome, and definitely make sure that you check out all of his music, including this song with Holly Michelle. But as usual, you guys already know what I'm gonna say. Until next time, make sure that you have an amazing rest of your day, and of course, keep that energy high.